Coming to you live from the Loading Ready Run orbiting underground moon base, it's the LRRcast!
It's the combination of crowd sound and person falling down deep hole.
Yeah.
I was just going for person exhaling.
Yeah, this week I have kicked Graham out of the host seat because you know what I'm doing? I'm taking over because we're going to do Kathleen's Trivia Challenge.
Oh boy, so you really, really love trivia.
I really do. I love going to competitive trivia events.
Little piece of trivia for you. Kathleen likes trivia.
I enjoy playing all sorts of things. A couple years running, although not this year because I was unable to afford the trip. My trivia team has gone to the Geekable North American Trivia Championships. Although the years I went, we were 35th and 30th, and the year I didn't go, they came 9th. So apparently I was holding them back. So maybe I should stop going. But anyhow, some of you, if you follow me on Twitter, may be aware that I have picked up a part-time job running the trivia nights at local hotel, the Ocean Island Inn. And for that, I receive a small amount of money and a free beer and a free dinner. So it's great.
Snap.
And also I get to do trivia. And a lot of people are like, oh, are we ever going to hear your questions? And I said, well, maybe. And then we're trying to figure out LRRcast topics. And I said, what if we do Kathleen's Trivia Challenge? And then James was like, sure, I guess. And I was like, good enough. So here's the rules.
All right.
You guys can discuss it as much as you want. I will ask you a question. You have to come up with an answer in a reasonable amount of time. If you don't know, you can be like, and some of them are multiple choice, so that should be good.
Yeah.
Sweet, 25% guaranteed.
Well, I mean,
Guaranteed.
some of them have only 3 options, so you're up to like 33%
Oh,
there.
snap.
10 multiple choice.
I have selected a number of questions for both teams. And at the end, we will compare podcast A versus podcast B. So Team A is Paul and Alex,
Yo.
who will be facing off in the next podcast against Cam and James. So
Now, I believe of those 4 people, Cam is the only one who actually does go to trivia occasionally, doesn't
yes, he goes to Monday Night Trivia at the, what's it called? Fifth Street Bar and Grill. And I host Thursday Night Trivia if you're in Victoria. So anyhow,
All right.
there are 4 categories here of questions. Round 1, current events. Round 2, dicks, butts, and vaginas. It's all very official, actual medical trivia. Round 3, our solar system. Round 4, a potpourri category I call groupthink because everything is about groups.
I was hoping that the number 4 would be dicks butts in our solar system.
No,
Uranus.
I did that. Like, this is just
Pretty much
highlights.
the only one, yeah.
And I can tell you it took absolutely forever to get through the dicks, butts, and vagina round when I did it last night at the bar because people, I know I said it's only as dirty as you want it to be. And apparently that crowd wanted it to be quite dirty.
I feel like there is a predisposition towards dirtiness when the subject is dicks, butts, and vaginas.
Yeah, but it was all like
Let's exhaust our supply of repression.
Yeah, exactly. But we're not doing that. We're starting with current events. All right, are you guys ready?
Okay.
Question
All right.
1. Last week, Ross W. Ulbricht of California was convicted on all 7 counts related to running an online black market where anonymous users could buy and sell everything from marijuana to heroin to murder for hire services. According to court documents, the website generated more than $213 million between 2011 and 2013.
Nice.
What was the name of this site?
Silk Road.
Yep.
Correct.
Silk Road.
Oh, I heard a new one
The
popped
Dread
up
Pirate
overnight.
I mean, there
when
was a new one going during the court
Yeah.
case, right? Like, this guy is not in charge of the current Silk Road.
Yeah, that's where all the bitcoins go.
Yeah,
like
that's-
the ultimate libertarian currency. What are we going to use it for? Oh, kill people, heroin, child slaves.
That's the thing. After Silk Road got shut down, Bitcoin's plummeted in value.
Well, because, yeah.
Well, also after China said that it's not a real currency, it kind of tanked a bit too.
Yeah. I mean, it's still worth something.
Yep.
Anyhow.
But yeah, the people using their credit card on Silk Road probably didn't get very far. So
I think they only took Bitcoin,
They're like,
and you had to access it through Tor, and it was all very complicated.
Yep.
All right. Anyhow, question 2. Apple, as we know, is worth a lot of money. And earlier this week, Apple shares rose 1.2% and were trading at over $122 a piece,
Dag.
bringing the company's total market valuation to what?
Oh,
is it A, over $700 million, B, over $70 billion, 70 billion with a B, or C, over $700 billion? A, 700 million, B, 70 billion, C, 700 billion. How much is Apple worth?
I want to say 70 billion.
I know, yeah, like I know that it's definitely not million because I believe
that's the trick
I think
answer.
they've got like a number of $1 billion just hanging around in the bank for doing acquisitions.
like 700 billion is like some country's net or GDP.
Mm-hmm.
But that doesn't necessarily mean anything because I'm sure that
I remember a while ago they did have like the biggest market cap in America. I think that got bypassed at some point by some oil company.
well, I'm ready to be disappointed by 70 billion. What do you think?
70 billion, 700 billion. What order of magnitude is it?
Well, I don't know. Apple's like really big. They're so big.
Oh,
Like
what
a
a tough question this is.
Big Apple.
Regardless, all three of these sort of orders of magnitude of money are kind of incomprehensible, right?
Yeah.
Like
It's true. I mean, that's the thing. It's like,
Like how $700 million? I don't know.
Yeah, all right.
That's an
All right, quickly, B or C?
all right. We can go with B.
sure.
All right, B.
Unfortunately,
C.
Apple is worth over $700 billion. Apple is the first company to ever be worth more than $700 billion, and it's worth about twice of its closest rival, which is Exxon, which is worth $384 billion.
Oh.
And meanwhile, while we're thinking about trying to wrap our heads around that, I get $40 for doing that quiz, and I'm happy to get it. So go capitalism.
Not
All right.
700 billion though.
Yeah. All right, and the last question in our
700 billion.
current events round. This is also multiple guess. Researchers at New York University have published a study that links what factor to a 15.9% increase in HIV infection rates? Is it A, Craigslist, B, Tinder, C, abstinence-only education, or D, the closure of Planned Parenthood clinics?
Oh man.
So this is over the last little while.
Oh, they did a study on increases in HIV infection rates, and they realized that one factor
Really
out of these
increased
four leads to a 15.9% increase. So
That's
one more time.
really tough.
A, Craigslist, B, Tinder, C, abstinence only education, or D, the closure of Planned Parenthood clinics.
So it's like when one of these factors
Happens. HIV rates in the surrounding area increase by 15.9%
it's
on
not
average.
This is just a smorgasbord of despair.
I know.
I'm thinking it's not any of the two internet ones.
Yeah, I
'cause
don't
that's
feel
not like something that happens in a community and then they change. So
I feel like abstinence only or closing clinics is probably gonna
I don't think anybody got this right at my last quiz because this is really hard. That's why it's multiple
it does seem
choice.
pretty hard. It's like
But regardless of whether you get it right or wrong,
Paul,
it's good trivia.
Think about this. It's like closing a clinic is something changing dramatically, right? Could that have a connection to like?
I
the
mean, but
numbers
absence
dropping?
only education places like things are implemented.
Ugh.
You know.
Why? Why would you do that?
15% increase.
Oh boy,
That is a very large.
that is
increase.
tough. Like I think I'm with clinics on this one.
Yeah,
Preparing to be disappointed, but let's go with clinics.
Planned Parenthood.
All right, you're wrong.
Oh
The answer is
no!
A, Craigslist.
What?
So it's when like a local Craigslist.
Okay, here's the deal. Researchers have found that when Craigslist opens in or enters a new market, like they set up Craigslist/Victoria,
Right. I forgot that they have
new
this local-
HIV infection rates rise considerably because of Craigslist personals.
Yeah,
People hooking up.
Wow.
I forgot that Craigslist has the sort of local stuff.
Guess where I'm never looking for D.
Yeah, oh my God, please use protection. So yeah, there
And
you go.
the protection is don't use Craigslist.
No, it's like
That's-
hook up with somebody on Craigslist, but have yourself saran wrapped first.
I mean, just wear a condom, right? Like, I mean, that's also so. There you go.
Who needs
be wary of your Craigslist hookups. All right, so that was round one, and you guys did not do great. You guys got 1 out of 3. Each question has 3.
Shit.
All right, so let me just note that at the top.
Wait,
Cam's gonna
there's
demolish
5
us.
questions, weren't there?
No, there's 3 questions each. I said 5, then I realized it would take way too long.
Oh, okay.
So you
So
guys
we'll
are
just
team
keep-
A, and you got
We
1.
want to hear about butts.
Well, that's what we're gonna do. This is the dicks, butts, and vagina.
Hey,
3 different things and 3 questions. So.
3 busy orifices.
I picked the best 6 questions out of each category.
Okay.
So you may not get a dick and a butt and a vagina question. I apologize. But you get a dick question to start off.
Okay.
All right.
All right. This one's true or false, so I feel good.
I don't know what a dick is.
Well, Paul, this one's all on you then.
All right.
Okay. True or false? There has been a successful penis transplant surgery performed. True or false?
I think that's probably true. I mean,
Paul being the only dick wielder at this podcast, apparently, seems confident.
Sure, it's just like a tree,
believe,
right?
I believe in medical technology.
Okay.
Okay.
I believe. Sure.
Correct.
Yay! Wow.
All right, so here's the story behind
Wow.
it. The first successful penis allo transplant surgery was done in September 2005 in a military hospital in Guangzhou, China. A 44-year-old man sustained an injury after an accident, and his penis was severed, and urination had become difficult as his urethra was partially blocked by scar tissue. A recently brain-dead man, aged 23, was selected for the transplant, and despite atrophy of the blood vessels and nerves, the arteries, veins, nerves, and corpora spongiosa, which is the spongy tissue, were all successfully matched, and they were able to give this guy a new wang.
That's so no.
But
Uh-oh.
on September 19th,
Oh, no.
2 weeks after the surgery, it was reversed. Not because anything went wrong, because there is a severe psychological problem with the new organ. Because the recipient and his wife could not deal with it.
I can imagine that it would be pretty. I mean, at least in this case, it's somebody who's like brain dead. Like if it was actually from like this guy,
donor.
or it's just like this guy was in a motorcycle accident. You can have this.
Or it's just like one of our hundreds of thousands of prisoners that we have lying around. We're gonna take your dick.
Yeah, no, it was so there you go. So they can, but
So they
they
can,
can
but-
perform it, but should they perform
Well,
it?
it's more like, do you want it?
what has science.
I'm
wrong?
sure there's some people who would be 100% on that.
Yeah.
To be like, oh, this is so much better than the old one.
It's like I wish to undergo this surgery. Sir, you already have a penis.
I know. I want to trade up.
Yeah.
All right.
Or maybe like a second one. Can we
Good
do
job.
that?
Yeah, there is that guy with 2 dicks.
Okay, this one I think is a little easy, so I'm gonna.
I already have the domain name. That guy with 2 dicks. That guy.
So hopefully this
Okay.
is not too simple for you.
Okay.
Our penis is good.
2 different muscles work together to make your butt the incredible machine that it is. Name either one of them.
The muscles.
The muscles in your butt. Name either of them. Now there's technically a third one that's kind of on your hips and stuff like that. They're underneath. Kind of wraps around your hips and underneath, but the 2, this is what Wikipedia says the 2 main muscles that make up
They're-
your ass are.
There's like the
I feel like I should know
gluteus maximus and gluteus
Well, but that's-
minimus, but I don't know if that's actually the
that.
muscle.
That's part of the cheek, isn't it?
Ding, ding,
I-
ding. Correct. It's gluteus maximus,
Okay.
Yay! We got it.
gluteus medius, which is kind of around the side, and the gluteus minimus is kind of below both of them. But the maximus is the actual like
So
cheek
the large,
muscle.
medium, and small of the butt.
Yeah.
In some people, it's a little more maximus than another.
Yeah, unfortunately. All right. So
Yeah,
you
I
guys
like
are
The
doing good this
gluteus
round.
mix a lot.
They make it in. They do it in Latin, so you don't. They're trying to hide the fact that it's just like the big one, the middle, the little
big
one,
butt,
and the medium one.
medium
Dicks,
butt.
butts, and vaginas. This is
All
your
right.
round.
Here we go.
Yeah.
All right, I feel good that you guys could maybe get it perfect here.
Hooray! Well, let's see.
I
Question
don't want to
3.
jinx it.
Numero dos.
What is a merkin?
Oh, it's a pubic wig.
Correct.
Yes.
So here you go. Here's some facts about merkins. Merkins are basically
It's an adorable rodent.
no, it's a crotch toupee. The word merkin was first used in 1617, and they were originally used by prostitutes in the 15th century who had shaved their pubic hair to combat lice or cover up signs of disease, or to combat lice, to replace that sexy pubic hair. Because apparently
Because it was in vogue at the time.
in the 15th century, pubic hair was sexy. The bald look was not in. Or people used them to cover up signs of disease. Like if you had maybe a little syphilis or something going on down there, then you could cover up your weird bit, or maybe some herpes. You could cover up those uncomfortable sores with a rich, full merkin.
So if somebody had like a really excessive merkin, you should be kind of suspicious.
I mean, I guess.
a bearskin merkin.
I don't know what the pubic hair standards of the time were, to be honest with you.
Like, are we talking like 70s fro bush?
I guess.
Maybe?
I don't know. I don't know how.
It's like camouflage.
I'm pretty sure a merkin is when
I don't know. How do you hold the merkin on? That's what I want to know.
I'm pretty sure that a merkin is
Yeah,
when you
I always
believe that
wondered that.
inside you are a mermaid.
Yeah. See,
that
that's
then your merkin?
That's the one thing that I don't know about merkins is by what means are they attached?
I mean, I haven't
Like
looked
a belt
into
around
it.
your
A
waist.
belt around you. Or just like that's what you get the genital piercings for, is like they're magnetic.
Well,
and you
the
just
thing
go
is,
clink.
though, like way back in like the 50s and 60s, women, if they wanted to use maxi pads, had to have like belts to keep them up because
Right.
they didn't have like adhesive wings and shit like that. So I imagine
right.
there was a similar setup
like-
for the
there's, like,
merkin.
loop-
Or if they
and
did,
shit.
it would be like
Ugh.
if they had like the new adhesive wig thing or adhesive wings. It only
Just, like,
partially
shred-
kills your body. Yeah,
So anyhow, so good job. You got perfect on dicks,
Hooray.
butts, and vaginas.
yeah.
You guys ready to go on to the solar system?
Let's do it.
I kind of want to stick with that, but we're doing so well with the other one.
All right, this one's good.
Apparently, our knowledge of dicks, butts, and vaginas is much better than current
I mean, I'm
events.
impressed considering only one of you admitted to having a penis.
But he knows
No,
what a
no.
merkin is.
I might have one. I just don't know what it is.
That's true. I mean, interestingly, you don't know what a penis is, but you are like immediately windmill slam on merkin.
Yeah. It's like, oh yeah,
Sorry
that
for
thing
hitting
for
the
the place that I don't know what it's
That's
for.
that's
Yeah.
the part that isn't like mosaicked out in the hentais.
All right. Okay.
Okay.
You know what? That question's too easy.
No, we're fine with that. We have no.
No, I'm giving you a harder question.
Oh, okay.
The question I rejected was, what's the only planet in our solar system that isn't named after a figure from Greek or Roman mythology?
We have to just go through them.
Yeah, exactly.
All right.
It's kind of a trick question almost.
Earth. Right?
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
Darp.
Derp. You
Derp.
think about it for a second, you're like,
Oh,
Earth?
right. That one.
Yeah. All right. But let's this one's harder, I
We
think.
had bonus point
Okay.
for that. We got it. Anyway.
Nope.
I gotta have
Oh.
0.1%.
All right.
God damn it.
Yeah.
Because the solar system is very, very big, scientists don't like using measurements like miles or kilometers because they don't really make a lot of sense when you get up to solar system scale. It's kind of like saying, I only live 6,000 trillion millimeters from the moon base, right? Like it's beyond
How many
comprehension.
football fields is that?
Exactly. So anyhow, astronomers like to use a measurement called AU, or astronomical units, to talk about the distances in our solar system. But what is an astronomical unit? Is it A, the distance between the Earth and the moon, B, the distance between the sun and the Earth, or C, the distance between Earth and Mars?
I want to say Earth and the Sun.
Yeah. Actually, none of those are what I thought it was. So
You
Oh,
thought
what
it was
did you think it
longer?
was?
I thought it was the I guess twice the distance, like the diameter of the Earth's orbit. But that's a different thing. So I'm guessing I'm going to say Earth the Sun then. In that
So
case.
you're unanimous on B? Correct.
Okay. Hey!
The distance
Which I
between the
guess
sun
is-
and the Earth.
half what I thought.
Well, I mean, it seems like a
This is not-
selfish human thing to do.
Yeah, and I mean, but also if you're going to make a completely
But also-
arbitrary
no, I-
sense of
yeah.
distance, you may as well
Why-
base it
may
on
as
our
well.
own planet.
It's selfish. It's not selfish. It's all we have.
It's like, well, there's a point of reference. It's like, we'll use our planet. Because it makes sense because one of those points of reference we're on.
Yeah. If we got into an argument with aliens that they're measuring things wrong because they're not using AU, that would be selfish.
Yeah.
So far, that hasn't happened yet, though.
I mean, I'm sure aliens have their own completely arbitrary measurement scale to work
The
off
only
of.
other time I hear the phrase AU is in relation to fanfic because it stands for alternate universe.
That's exciting.
Yeah.
AU will come up a lot later, and that's why I had to put this question in there because I realized I had to keep referencing it, so I needed to test people so they would have to think about what it might mean. Alrighty. Next, the Kuiper belt is a region of the solar system that begins just outside the orbit of Neptune. It's made up of small bodies like asteroids and volatiles, which are frozen balls of gas, consisting usually of methane, ammonia, and water. So anyhow, it's this region outside the orbit of Neptune, has asteroids and volatiles in it, and it's also home to this dwarf planet. What is it?
Huh.
And for a bonus point, name
planet.
either of the other two officially recognized dwarf planets in the Kuiper belt.
I don't know this one.
Yeah, I mean, the only dwarf planet I know is Pluto.
If we don't know the answer, should we just say Shrek?
I mean, give it a couple seconds, though, because there's some bonus points on the line here, and you could make up for your awful round one.
Dwarf planets.
So there are 3 dwarf planets officially recognized by scientists in the Kuiper belt. I want you to name the most popular one, and then either of the other two for a bonus point.
It's not Pollux, is it? Isn't that?
That's
a moon.
No, Pollux is another solar system. It's another sun, I think.
Is it? I don't know shit about fuck.
So, I mean, one of the dwarf planets is Pluto, I think. And
Yeah, where are we at on Pluto being a planet or not?
Pluto is a dwarf planet.
Okay.
Whether it's in the Kuiper belt, I don't know. But
I mean, it might not be a bad guess.
it is the only dwarf planet that I know of. The other ones, I remember, stuff like Planet X or something they used to say, but I don't think that's a real thing.
I think we should just say Pluto.
All right, do you have any... that's for your main answer, but do you have any guesses for the bonus?
We'll say Pollux. I don't think that's
Sure.
true. But
yeah, I don't think it's true either.
Well, congratulations. Pluto is, in fact, one of the dwarf planets in the Kuiper belt. The other two are Haumea and Makemake, both of which were discovered
not even close.
Okay.
Yeah,
I feel good about that.
Yeah, you can look them up on Wikipedia if you look up dwarf planets. They were both discovered in Hawaii. Haumea is Haumea and Makemake is Make.
Is that with the giant telescope they have there?
Yeah.
So Kathleen,
Yes.
I wanted to refresh my own memory on where Pluto is in relation to the rest of the planets. So I used a handy acronym that I've stuck in my head. So it goes, man very early made jars stand up nearly perpendicular.
Oh, wow.
That's the entire solar system.
Except sometimes it's perpendicular nearly.
Wait, really?
Because of the way...
Pluto's orbit is
super erratic.
Has an erratic orbit.
I did not know that.
It's because it's on an angle to the plane of the thing, so sometimes it's actually closer than Neptune.
So here's
just to mess with you.
How about that?
Yeah,
It is a very old acronym,
and that's part of the reason why. I think that's part of the reason why I got demoted to dwarf planet.
Wah, wah.
Well, here's the thing. Pollux is actually a star in the Gemini constellation. Now, here's another fun thing. In addition to the Kuiper belt, there's something called the scattered disk. And I apologize if you're just listening to this podcast, because I'm going to give you guys a sort of a visual aid here. Imagine the solar system as a flat plane. All right, and so the Kuiper belt is basically on the outside of it. They're sort of beyond the orbit of Neptune, which is, by the way, is the clue for that question. The scattered disk is on a completely different plane. It's like on another, and it's like offset, basically, like at an angle. So you have to imagine the 3-dimensional space. And there's actually another dwarf planet in there called Eris. We have a bunch of extra dwarf planets. And I feel like if you were 8 years old and you were doing your 3rd grade solar system learnings, you would know this, but it's not something that adults know very readily because obviously all of these planets were discovered in the mid-2000s, well after we were learning about the solar system.
Now maybe.
Well, I mean, a lot of adults are still holding on to the whole Pluto being a planet thing.
Well, exactly, because that's what we were taught when we were young. So, there's some good trivia.
It's different. I don't like it.
Yeah.
All right.
But I remember they're talking about when Pluto became a dwarf planet. They're like, look, Pluto, yeah, it's changed, but it turns out that it's actually way closer. Like now it's, instead of being like this weird planet that doesn't make any sense, now it's actually like with all these dwarf planets that it's totally exactly like, now it actually fits in with a group.
Well,
So yay.
All right. So you're two for two so far on the solar system. So you guys are really making a comeback.
No bonus points,
let's
but
give it a-
Well, I mean, still,
yeah,
though.
yeah, that's
I
good.
mean, the thing is, the bonus point questions are
Supposed to be tough.
effing hard. Like,
Yeah.
if you know that, good job. You deserve that bonus point.
all right.
All right, here's your last question for the solar system. On September 12th, 2013, NASA announced this man-made object had traveled more than 121 astronomical units and entered interstellar space on August 25th, 2012, making it the first space probe to do so. What was it called?
It's the Voyager?
I know Voyager was one of them.
Yeah, but there was a probe that just... Was
Yeah.
this the one that just, like, left our solar system?
Yeah,
It was just
like,
like,
did a few,
fuck it.
Like it did a few like
That's
flybys,
exactly what it said.
flybys of various planets on the way out in order to get more speed. But yeah, it's
Now
the whole
it's,
point was
now
to
it's
go.
away.
And it's the one that has the like gold plate and stuff on it with
Yeah.
info.
I really hope somebody finds that and it's like, wicked, wicked, wicked.
Voyager sound, there was like
Sojourner?
Sojourner, but I think that's a different thing.
Something. I think it's
sounds right.
Voyager.
Yeah, let's go with
Let's
Voyager.
find out.
All right. Correct.
Yeah.
Now I would have taken Voyager or Voyager 1 because obviously there have been other Voyagers. Somebody at the quiz was like, "What about Voyager 2?" And I was like, "No. That's wrong."
The not right.
So, correct. 3 for 3 on the solar system.
Hooray.
Was Voyager 2 the one that just smashed into the planet?
I believe
My
so.
name was on that one, I think.
Oh, really?
Or it was one of those probes.
Now it's
where
on a planet.
They had a thing where you could pay a small fee and they would be like, "We're going to put your name in this space thing," and then it cratered. So it's like little bits of my name are all over.
And there was that one where there was like a metric imperial confusion. Oh. And they smashed it.
Oh,
It was bad times.
somebody got fired.
All right. So this is a final round. Groupthink. Are you guys
All right.
enjoying this quiz, by the
It's
way?
good.
By the way, so I do this every Thursday night. You can come out and see me do it, except like my quiz persona is like evil lady. Every time people are like, "What about this?" And I'm like, "I'll allow it. I am a merciful God." But anyhow, this is a very simple question, but there's an opportunity for a bonus point here. How many wives did Henry VIII have? And for a bonus point, how many of them were named Catherine?
Ooh, okay, so... Oh, shit.
6 wives, I believe.
Was it 6 or 8? Sorry to cast doubt into your...
There's the
God, I love trivia.
divorced, beheaded, died, divorced, beheaded, survived. Is the
Seriously?
thing I remember, yeah.
Okay, I will go with 6, but it's like, do we want to make a guess for how many were named Catherine? I feel like it's a lot.
I think at least 2.
3, maybe? Phone is freaking out, sorry.
I hope all of you listeners are playing along at home. This is what I love about trivia, is that like rush of exhilaration when you're like, yes, we got it right.
I'm in terms of how many are named Catherine, I'm mostly just guessing.
Okay,
All right, so
let's
finalize your
guess.
guesses.
So
So 6 wives.
6 wives, and I'm thinking, I don't know, I would say 2.
2 Catherines?
2 Catherines.
Sure.
All right. Correct. 6 wives, but no, 3 Catherines.
Oh, everything's
In order.
You were right.
Catherine of Aragon, Anne Boleyn, Jane Seymour, Anne of Cleves, Catherine Howard, Catherine Parr. So that's 3 Catherines, 2 Annes, 1 Jane.
He had a type.
Yeah, apparently that type was Catherine's.
Well, headless.
Yeah. Well,
Also-
no, only 2 were beheaded. And by the way, the 2 that were beheaded were cousins.
Yeah.
It was.
So
He
doesn't
beheaded
like
them though
cousins.
because he wouldn't divorce. He couldn't get the divorce.
yeah.
So he's just like, till death do us part. Okay, I'm the
Yeah.
king. Fuck
It's
you.
like, wow, I just figured out a total loophole to this system.
This
Yeah.
is so
I
easy.
can't-
And wait, I'll make my own church.
You know what? I'm surprised at the second Boylan cousin, which I think was Anne of Cleves, or was it Catherine Howard? I can't remember. Would marry him after he had already beheaded her cousin.
I think I'm
Dude.
the king is probably a pretty
Yeah,
good.
maybe you can't turn that off.
Kathleen, you remember that
Maybe it's like, if you don't marry me, I'll behead you. If you do marry me, I might not behead you.
Kathleen, you
I
remember
probably will, but
Charles Manson was about to get married. You remember that, right?
Yeah, this is-
but murderers are attractive. Also, that was called off. I found out recently because it turned out that his bride to be just wanted his body so that she could stuff
exhibit
it
it.
and exhibit it, and he was like, "That's stupid. I'm never gonna die."
Well, you know what? I think good for her is what I have to say. That guy's an ass, an evil, terrible man. And I feel like it's good that he was exploited, or she tried to exploit him. Anyhow, as an update from Graham, who's sitting off screen doing some other work, Voyager 2 is fine. Galileo was the probe that crashed. It was crashed intentionally into Jupiter so it could get readings.
there was one quite recently that was not intentional. That it
No,
would
that one like
crash.
blew up though, didn't it? On like launch.
No,
There's one that
yeah,
did
the landing
crash.
was
That
miscalculated.
was trying to land and crashed.
Oh, the one on Mars. Anyhow,
Anyway,
Yeah.
all right. So,
but yeah, I like that smashing probes into planets is actually like a totally legitimate scientific pursuit.
all right. So 1 point, no bonuses.
No.
But here, you could really make this up. This is a 3-point question.
Ooh.
If you're boxing,
This is the last question, eh?
Nope, this is the second to last
Oh, right.
question. If you're boxing at the Olympics, you can't just fight anyone. You have to fight another boxer.
Oh.
that got a big laugh last night, but no, seriously. The International Boxing Association likes to group boxers by weight. So they've come up with a whole range of names for those weight classes. I'm going to give you the names of 3 of them, and you need to put them in order from lightest to heaviest.
Okay.
In no particular order. Middleweight, bantamweight,
Sorry, what?
welterweight.
Bantam?
Benjamin Welch.
Middleweight, bantamweight, welterweight. You have to put
Fuck.
these in order from lightest to heaviest. 1 point for each one you can get
Oh man,
correct.
I was hoping for like cruiserweight and heavyweight.
No, that would be too
Well,
easy, Alex.
I believe
That would bring you joy, and therefore would not bring me joy.
I believe
Bantamweight.
welterweight is the lightest.
Sure. So welterweight, lightest, middleweight. Just gonna go
Bantamweight.
out on a limb. It's not one of those trick weights, is it?
I mean, maybe not.
I've heard.
There's
like,
one
I've
listener here
definitely-
who knows boxing, and they're like, "Ah."
I've definitely heard bantamweight.
Oh,
I think I'm thinking welterweight, bantamweight, middleweight.
middleweight, the heaviest.
These aren't all the different weights? that
No,
are
these
available.
these are just
Okay.
3 of them.
Okay, no, you know what?
There's like 10.
Yeah.
I believe you. Sure.
I don't have. That's mostly a guess.
All
Well,
right, so
let's-
what is your final order here? You're saying
So welterweight.
welterweight.
Welterweight. Well, the weight of Walter is just a guy.
It's like my
who
name's
he-
Walter.
yeah.
I'm a
When you
standard
did
So
a
measurement.
welterweight, bantamweight, mediumweight, or
Middleweight.
Middleweight.
So that's your locked in.
Sure.
I'm sorry, but it goes bantamweight, welterweight, middleweight.
Son of a bitch.
You got them
Yeah,
mixed up. Those
flipping.
aren't like right next to each other. Like bantamweight is quite light. Welterweight's right in the middle, and middleweight's actually like 2 steps below heavyweight. I don't know
this-
why.
Yeah,
So-
I was like, I've heard bantamweight before.
So
heard-
out
So
of
we
a
only get
possible
one.
3 points, you only get 1 there. Womp womp.
Womp womp.
You guys ready for your last question?
Okay.
If I were a magical witch instead of just a freelance witch in my spare time, I might have gone to the Hogwarts School of Witchcraft and Wizardry. And if I had gone to Hogwarts, I would have been sorted into a wizarding house when I got there, grouped with a bunch of similar peers. Based on the following description, what house have I been sorted into? Our emblem is the badger, and our house colors are yellow and black. We may be bad at Quidditch, but we're also the friendliest, most decent, and most tenacious house of them all.
Hufflepuff.
Are they yellow and black? I don't know. But
I think it's Badger.
friendliest sounds like Hufflepuff.
Yeah. Well, because it's like, the goody two shoes one is like a lion or something.
Yeah, Gryffindor.
Yeah, Gryffindor is like a lion. Slytherin's like a snake and then like Ravenclaw. What could Ravenclaw be? I'm going process of elimination here, so I think it's Hufflepuff.
Is that your final answer?
I'm 100% on Hufflepuff.
All right.
Ding, correct.
Yeah.
So you got 3 for that round, even though you could have gotten more. So your grand total as Team A in Kathleen's Trivia Challenge is 10 points.
Yay.
So that's not bad.
Good round number.
All right.
Yeah, so I mean, I think you could have gotten out of a possible like 14 or something like that, not including
too bad.
bonuses. So 10 points, that's good, but will it be enough? So when I do the second podcast, when I announce the final scores, I'm gonna bring you guys back in, and then you guys can celebrate appropriately, or perhaps mourn appropriately, because I don't know what the other team got. So I hope that you at home enjoyed playing along with Kathleen's Trivia Podcast. Next week we'll have Cam and James face off.
The trick is they're getting a different set of questions.
They are getting a different set of questions, and we'll see how that goes.
All right.
So then we can argue about. It's like, well, of course, you guys had the harder
Of
questions.
No, I tried very hard to sort of distribute the difficulty evenly. I mean, obviously, I have to pick different questions, so it won't be completely even. But I feel like there's good potential there for this to be an even match.
All right. Sounds
All right.
good.
So thanks very much for tuning into the LRRcast. We'll be back next week with more trivia.
Alrighty. Bye.
Bye.